It is a bright and sunny day, so this might be a great day to go see Denali. We'll see. Get unplugged and see where we go from here. So this is an interesting little corner. We got a cafe over there, and we've got a gift shop. We got the Why Not barbecue place here. Happening little corner here. Got some Thai food around that edge. See what they have. Kind of a food trailer converted into a little picnic spot. You wouldn't be in Alaska if you didn't have a cannabis dispensary. So it looks like if you're not employed as a bush pilot, probably the other half are employed as cannabis shop entrepreneurs. Okay. Sauce happens. I'll check the gift shop while they're making up the brisket for us. That's what you need, is a big wooden salmon. Actually, those bears are really cute. Instead of just one giant bear, it's like a string of bears up on the... That's really... Smells really cool.
It smells good in here, all the wood.
Yeah, all the wood and stuff. It really does.
Wood smells good.
Oh, look, there are all kinds of bears everywhere.
They're adorable. My
That's so
husband
cool.
and my son do the chainsaw carving.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
These are really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, they do. Good job, the boys do.
Yeah. That's nice. How long have you guys been doing this?
My husband's been doing it for 25 years, but this is our third summer with a gift shop. And my son's been carving for about 6 years, so he started working with Dad to sell his stuff, and yeah.
Well, how fun.
And then he actually went to a school down in Wisconsin where there's another carver down there who does a school.
Oh, really?
To learn different techniques than what his dad was showing him, so he could kind of
wow, okay.
branch out a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, these guys are really, really detailed. I mean, they're not just the chunk of wood with the, you know, kind of a bare face cut. I mean, they're like...
Yeah, people get blocky with them, but...
Yeah. What a cool chainsaw. Did that come with that?
Yeah. No, actually, my father-in-law, he used to build little cabins and rent them out up in Fairbanks area.
Oh.
And my husband helped. This is what they used to mill the logs with. My husband
gosh.
would help, and he'd always say, "That's the end I got every time."
Oh,
it's a 2-man saw.
oh, I see. Yeah, it's got a little part where you can hold it. Then I see. So it's like a.
He would hold that end, and while his dad ran that end, and then.
Oh, he got the engine part, and then he got the stick part of the.
Yeah.
Wow! What a cool story! What a cool thing to hang on the wall.
Yeah. He didn't want to throw it out, you know.
All right, so we're gonna come up here. We saw this birch syrup, and it looks pretty interesting. Taste tour shop, and we'll go find out everything about birch syrup.
Yeah, there must be some kind of a. They tap it somehow at some point, huh? I see a tap now.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a pretty little cabin in the woods. Little flowers. And Alaska birch syrup. Open. Hello.
How are you folks doing?
Doing good.
How are you? Good, thank you.
Do you guys do a tour or something?
We are going to do a tour at 2 o'clock.
It comes in pints?
Yeah, so we have two.
What do you think?
Good.
That's good.
No, I like the cranberry.
Mixed berry, blueberry, and
Oh, here's some birch almond brittle.
lingonberry. Yeah, that's good. Oh, this is the first brittle, like in the ice cream.
That's good.
Raspberry, rhubarb, blueberry, cranberry.
So far the birch has like a kind of a darker flavor. And I like it.
Yeah.
No fun. Oh, there's birch syrup.
Oh, okay, look at a little bit of that. Alaska birch breakfast syrup, Alaska pure.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, all right. Just a picture.
What do you think?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's almost like the what do you call that, molasses, that sorghum.
Oh, sorghum kind of?
It kind of almost has that sorghum taste to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does kind of have, but yet it's kind of unique.
Yeah.
I like it.
Double fermented birch sap.
Huh.
Kind of a little bit about how we do our tapping, so you can see the system we have in place. But our actual harvest site, it's about 5 miles down the highway from here, and we're harvesting off of 220 acres.
Wow.
And these are white paper birch. So they have like a papery bark. You can kind of feel like you can peel it a little bit. And, that's the easiest way to identify white paper birch, but it's also the only birch tree we have in Alaska, and there's an abundance of them. So the boreal forest is mostly birch and spruce, and it kind of grows at this latitude in a circumference around the globe. So these are our trees. Our tapping season, it's only 3 weeks long.
Just over 3 weeks.
Just over 3 weeks. You almost get like 3 completely different products. So we'll
Really?
bottle the first week, the middle of the season, and the last week into an early, mid, and late run. And they are like very different.
What?
Our tapping season starts in April. So what we're looking for with birch trees, at least in the boreal forest, is temperatures above freezing at night. And so we need temperatures to be above freezing so that the layer of soil beneath that snowpack starts to melt. And the trees here, because of the permafrost, they don't grow a taproot. So all their root systems are like horizontally integrated. And that's how they stay standing in like big windstorms. So when that surface layer starts to melt under the snowpack, the birch trees just start moving lots and lots of water. And most of the birch sap, like you saw in the video coming out of the tree, is a thin, watery substance.
Okay.
It's not like a sticky so much or flavorful. If you drink it, you can drink it straight out of the tree. It's just going to taste very much like earthy water. And it still has a sugar content about 1/3 as much as maple syrup, and it has a water content about 3 times higher than maple syrup, which means for us to make syrup out of birch sap, we're looking at roughly like 135 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Wow.
With maple. These are tapping scars on the tree. So this tree's been tapped a few times, and we move the tap every time we drill for every season. So you're not creating like a girdling effect around the tree, because it will leave a scar. If you cut this tree down, you would see a little bit of scar tissue, just a dark spot left behind, but the tree heals just fine. And then with birch trees, we only will harvest sap from the same forest for 10 years at a time. We used to just collect all of the sap in the bucket system, and then they adapted to the tubing system, and now we have almost 220 acres of tubing. It's like dozens of miles of
Oh my gosh.
the tubing. But the advantage to that is that we don't have to set it up every year. We can leave the tubes in place for
okay.
almost that entire 10-year span.
Okay, all right.
They're Wi-Fi capable, so like if one of the lines loses pressure because say like a moose walks into it or trip falls, it'll send a signal to someone's phone that says, hey, go fix this issue at such and such a location. It's a lot easier for us to find problems and resolve them. But all we do in the spring now is we drill a hole in the tree and just connect that one clear line to the rest of the main lines.
Okay. So the
they
main lines
reuse-
stay, and then you just move the white line.
Yeah, we'll just move the white line around to a different location in the tree trunk.
Okay.
And all the other lines we just have to flush in the beginning of the season to clean them out and then start collecting the sap.
Oh,
And so we have like a big sugar shack where all of the sap feeds into one big location. And we get about 10, maybe 13 gallons of sap out of like a super healthy tree every season. So we're only getting about a half gallon of sap from each tree every day. And we tap about 10,000 trees and collect around 135,000 gallons of sap. And then the sap is perishable. So as soon as we get sap for a day, we have to bring it here to the shop and process it into syrup or put it in a fermentation path. But we have to do something with it. It doesn't stay fresh. It'll have natural yeast and bacteria, and it'll go bad if we don't do it immediately. So we collect the day's sap and then we process it within 24 to 48 hours. The fermentation process starts here for that.
Okay.
So some of our sap gets diverted into the fermenting process. And the rest of it we're going to make syrup with over in here. But the reverse osmosis is like where we'll start to filter out the water from the sap because we discussed like it's got a lot of water in it. So we condense as much water out as possible before we put it into the evaporator, and then it only spends about 4 to 8 hours in the evaporator depending on how much the batch is.
Okay.
And it just warms up and slowly the temperature increases and the water evaporates out. So then it goes into this piece of equipment. This is a finishing oven. It's just kind of like a giant slow cooker.
Oh.
And it's going to heat it up to 210 degrees. And then we have this cool like glucose checker. And it'll let us know, it's like testing your blood sugar, but it tests the syrup sugar.
Okay, yeah.
And it'll let us know when the sugar content is 67%, which is like what the actual technical definition of
What you're
syrup
shooting
is.
for?
So once it gets up to temperature and the percentage we want for the glycemic content, we move it over to this piece of equipment. And this is the last step in the manufacturing process where the syrup just gets filtered through, like little paper inserts go through here, and it gets any organic material that might have been left behind from the cooking process and any sugar crystals which form so that we have like a smooth, pure final product. And once it leaves the filter press, we package it in bulk containers and we send it down to Palmer where our commercial kitchen is. And that's where it gets bottled into retail packaging or we make our candies and
Different approaches.
goodies
Okay.
down there.
Neat.
Yeah. This is how much sap it takes to make one little bottle of syrup.
Oh, wow.
And this is a little, it is about how much sap we get per tree per season. Maybe a couple more gallons would be more accurate, but pretty close. There's only 5,000 gallons of birch syrup produced worldwide. We produce 1,000 of those gallons.
Ooh.
We are the world's largest producer.
The largest.
Day of our harvest. And this is the last day of our harvest.
Okay.
It's because the water has different things in it. So when the snow melt starts in April, the trees are really moving water and sugar, and that's it. And as we move through the season, the soil melts out and like all kinds of nutrients get mixed in there, and so the tree starts grabbing more nutrients and moving a lot less sugar. So the end of the season run is going to be a lot less sweet, a lot more nutritious in terms of electrolytes, minerals, vitamins.
Oh,
And
interesting.
Then, so this is the early run.
Early run. Okay.
My cranberries. So this is
Mid-run.
a little darker.
Oh yeah.
And I really like this
It's
one.
definitely different looking.
Yeah.
You can go sweeter savory with it, so it makes
wow.
like a darker like.
So this is the late run.
Yeah, so
wow.
we use this almost more
so
like
it's like
a flavor additive.
wild.
And
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah, that is. It does taste like a balsamic almost.
I don't.
But
I mean,
it's
it
sweet,
tastes.
but
It's really interesting.
It's the only thing I can compare it to. I mean,
Yeah, that's
but
really
it's
good.
very unique.
I like that.
And then we have one more. This is our reserve syrup. So
Reserved.
This is a one-day only harvest.
One day only.
Of
Where
the
does
very first day of our season.
very first day of the season?
Yeah, and this is the only product that actually has any sucrose in it naturally.
Wow, it's what
That's
sweeter.
different too.
Yeah. So that's day one, and then the first week, second week,
Wow.
and then that's it.
Wow, how fun. That's crazy that you can get all those different flavors.
Yeah, they're like every single one is different.
Talk about our haul, Deanna.
Oh my gosh, we got the first, the early run syrup and the late run, totally different flavors. The early run was sweeter, and then the late one was kind of really strange. It was almost like a balsamic, just very unique. I don't know how to describe it. And then we picked up some birch brittle ice cream and some fireweed honey ice cream. So we're gonna put those in the freezer for later, and we'll have to tell you how it tastes.
Yep. By the way, we've been using our new inverter that feeds the house electrical system, and we've just left it on all day. Don't even have the solar turned on yet. The main batteries are at 90%, about 359 amp hours left at the 24 volts. And then if you look down below, this bottom guy is our house system that came with the RV, and it's at 100% even though we're in the afternoon, and we've been disconnected all day. The reason it's at 100% is because the top one feeds the house system, and the house system we have the charger turned on, and it charges the house system, which runs the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff. So kind of gives us some good options. You can turn off or on any of those little elements, and we are so like for instance, I'm going to down here turn on the solar, and we should see now where it's like drawing 6, although we're kind of under a tree and it's not super super likely to feed a lot of solar, but it's going to start dropping. You can see it's actually yeah, there it goes. It's changing up a little bit. So we're now feeding some amps into the system, so it's reducing the draw. So that'll we'll just leave that on the rest of the day, and it'll supplement some of the draw off those batteries. And if we hit a nice sunny patch and we're not under a bunch of trees, it'll actually go positive and start charging the batteries. So cool, it's working well. The adjustments we made yesterday are working.
So here's our first glimpse of the McKinley Denali mountain range. Not sure which peak is Denali or McKinley, but
Probably into the clouds.
probably in the clouds. At least that's what we've heard, that it's always in the clouds. So we're going to go up a little further to another viewpoint and see if we get a better view. So we're on Park Road heading north from Anchorage, and from Talkeetna we noticed there's been several where you had to stop and it turns to one lane, so a bunch of road construction. And then we even have this one where we had to just merge over. So, but the roads are nice, just a little bit of stop and go kind of activity.
It looks like this is Grand Tokasha is the tallest peak here. And then as you go this way,
It seems like
Mount
maybe.
Hunter is back there.
Do you think that's what's behind the clouds?
I think Mount Hunter's behind there, and then behind
Yeah.
this group that's really tall, that's
Or
barely.
just like this. It looks like this.
I
right
think
here.
that's Denali in there.
'Cause
So
this looks like that peak right there.
Yeah.
And then Denali is that one.
Denali's way back there.
Someone told me that Denali is this one straight ahead.
This looks like it's the south peak of Mount Hunter that's kind of poking through the clouds there. Wow, that's gorgeous. And Denali is back there looming in the scary clouds. They got jealous of the fireweed, so they decided they wanted to be pink too.
Those are.
This is where Denali or Mount McKinley would be if the clouds weren't there. Over here you can see Grand Tokasha, Mount Foraker poking up above the clouds and through the clouds in there. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Mount Hunter. Sorry. Yeah, this is Mount Hunter. Yeah. This here is Mount Foraker, Grand Tokasha, and then pushing back here is, we're thinking Mount Hunter. This is a good view of Mount Hunter. You can see the clouds peeling off the peak, the south peak up there, Mount Hunter. It's gorgeous. You can see a little bit more of Mount Hunter now. You can see the north peak in addition to the south peak, kind of just swimming in those clouds. It's really pretty. See the south peak on the left and the north peak on the right.
It seems like something just opened up, like right there. It kind of opened up.
I was like, okay, forget it. Let's go.
That's why we're sitting here waiting, thinking maybe something
I
will
thought
move.
there's no chance because it was so.
There's the kind of the north edge, and you go over here, you can kind of see the south buttress poking through. Here's a picture of what we are hoping to see through the clouds. You can see how Denali has a south peak and a north peak from this angle that are just massive, and they stay way above the foreground mountains that are not snow covered. Waiting and watching for the break in the clouds on Mount Denali.
Oh, look, it's actually
Mount McKinley.
even more now. You can even see some more
Yeah,
of the left side.
yeah,
It's
little
kinda
stripes here, yeah.
It's opening up. I don't think we'll get the very tippy, but we might be able to get at least the bottom half of it.
Yeah, you're getting tiny little glimpses of it through the... Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, you can see this little stripe. Little tiny glimpses through there. It's really up there, really taller than the other mountains. can see the top little section. It's not the very top, but it's the curve heading up to the top of Mount McKinley there. Really tall. It's hidden in the mountain. They're hidden in the clouds there, but you can see the mountain peak up there. This is such a pretty little place to hang out and just sit and watch the clouds move by. Look at the mountain peeking through up there. Look at this guy. That's crazy. You think it's just all clouds here and you're just looking at the top sky above these mountains, but this is a mountain of a mountain. Look at that Mount McKinley peeking through there, and just check out, get the perspective, how much taller than it is these other really tall mountains. The ones in the foreground are like 11,000. This looks beautiful. You guys remember I turned the solar panels on, so now we're up on the big 24 volt system is up to 97% capacity, and the 12 volt house system is up at 100%, and it's they're both actually charging. So we kind of are basically at the end of the day, and we're still at 100% on batteries, so that means you can boondock pretty much indefinitely in this kind of weather. Very, very nice. So this is a view of Denali from the north, and you can see the base of Denali higher than this ridge line here, and there's a dark cloud there, but that's actually not, it's the actual mountain peak is higher than that.
Okay.
Looks like there might be rain ahead. Right. We've arrived in the little town of, right on the outskirts of Denali National Park. Gonna go find our campsite now.